The journey of the soul after death. We as Muslims believe that this world is not our final destination. After death, there is something called hereafter. How do we get there? What happens when we die? What is the journey like? In today's episode, we are going to talk about the journey of the soul from the moment a person dies until they reach the hereafter, specifically the Great Gathering. Why do we need to know about this topic? Because when a person reflects upon his or her own death, it makes him realize the importance of the hereafter. It also helps us to focus on the things that matter most in this world and the next. One of the first things that will happen when someone dies is the angel of death will come to take their soul. The angel of death, or what we call Malak al-Maut, will appear with two other angels. They will wash the body of the deceased person with water from a special spring called Zair, which is located in the third heaven. This water has the power to remove all dirt and impurities from both the body and the soul. After the soul is washed, it will be presented to Allah. For the believer, this is a moment of great joy and happiness. The soul will see all of the good that it has done in its life and will be rewarded accordingly. However, for the non-believer, this is a moment of great sorrow and despair. The soul will see all of the evil that it has done in its life and will be punished accordingly. There is a beautiful hadith of Al-Bara ibn Azib where he describes the journey of the soul in great detail. He says, when the term of a person's life has come near, the angel of death comes to him in the shape of a close relative and sits at the head of the bed. Then the soul departs from the body just as the lotin leaves the fig, and the angel of death takes the soul in a very strong container, just as a grape is put into a leather container. Then he takes it up to the heavens, and the soul can hear the pens being dipped into the book of deeds. When the soul is placed in the book, the angel of death says, "Peace be upon you, O soul, go to your Lord, knowing that you will be with your Lord, and you will be pleased with your Lord, and your Lord is pleased with you." At that time, the soul knows that it will enter paradise. But the soul of the disbeliever is dragged along the earth, and the soul can hear the pens being dipped into the book of deeds. When the soul is placed in the book, the angel of death says, "May Allah have mercy upon you, O soul, go to your place, knowing that you will be with your Lord, but you will not be pleased with your Lord, and your Lord is not pleased with you." At that time, the soul knows that it will enter hell. On the way to the hereafter, there are three questions that will be asked by the angels Munkar and Nakir. The third question is, who is the one who sent you? If the person says, Allah, referring to Prophet Muhammad, saw, then he will be saved from the punishment of hell. But if he does not know or does not remember, he will be given the punishment of hell for 70 years. Another thing that will happen after death is something called the squeezing of the brave. This is when the believers are squeezed like a piece of cloth to test their iman. Only those who are truly brave and steadfast will be able to pass this test. After that, the souls will go to a place called Barzakh, where they will remain until the day of resurrection. In Barzakh, the souls will continue to experience different levels of happiness or suffering, depending on whether they are believers or disbelievers. For believers, their whole life will pass in the grave. They will not feel any pain or suffering. Instead, they will be in a state of peace and tranquility. For non-believers, their whole life will pass in the grave, but they will feel all of the pain and suffering that they caused others while they were alive. When Allah Almighty says, "It is time for the resurrection," the angel Israfil will blow the trumpet for the second time. This will be the signal for the dead to come back to life. They will be raised in the same state that they were in when they died. After that, all of the dead will stand before Allah. This is the moment of judgment. Each person will be presented with their good and bad deeds and will be rewarded or punished accordingly. Then comes the gathering, where all of the people will be gathered together in a great crowd. The believers will be on the right side of Allah and the disbelievers will be on the left side of Allah. After that, each person's deeds will be presented to them. For the believers, this is a moment of great happiness and joy because they will see all of the good that they have done in their lives and will be rewarded accordingly. For the disbelievers, this is a moment of great sorrow and despair because they will see all of the evil that they have done in their lives and will be punished accordingly. After that, the believers will cross a bridge over hellfire called Sirat. Those who cross the bridge successfully will enter paradise. Those who fail to cross the bridge will fall into hellfire. Then comes the intercession of Prophet Muhammad. He will intercede for all of the believers, and Allah will forgive all of them. Finally, paradise and hell will be presented. Paradise is a place of eternal happiness and pleasure, where the believers will live for the rest of eternity. Hell is a place of eternal suffering and torment, where the disbelievers will be punished for the rest of eternity. Today, we talked about less than 20% of what actually happens after death. We only scratched the surface of this vast and complex topic. So what should we do now as Muslims? It is very important to reflect on our own deaths and the hereafter. When a person thinks about these things, it makes him or her realize the importance of Allah and the importance of worshiping Allah. It also helps us to focus on the things that matter most in this world and the next. Remember, the best thing that can happen to a person is to die as a martyr. And the worst thing that can happen to a person is to be alive and not have Iman. So, Pan of Allah, help us to be among those who enter paradise. Ameen. Thank you for listening to the journey of the soul after death. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our videos.